Coming up this week on Two Noobs, the FDA is once again reconsidering whether to allow red-free dye in our food. Oh, now it's a problem after 50 years. A little slow on the uptake, eh? Then, mysterious drones in New Jersey, New York, and PA causing concern, and your trustworthy Biden administration says it's no problem, but we don't know what they are. Next, Juan Soto gets the biggest contract in MLB history. Why? And then, with all this concerning news, we need a midnight snack. We've concocted a midnight snack tournament. Go gorge yourself. Start the gorging. I mean, music. Welcome in. It is the Two Noobs podcast, the podcast that's like pre-Bill Belichick, North Carolina, a small, fun place to be.
Nothing wrong
thumbs
with
up.
Yeah, always thumbs up. Come on.
Excellent.
I will
Excellent.
always thumbs up your promos there, bud. Come on now.
Sweet. All right. Well, yeah, the promos are fun, but it's even more fun to dig into the nonsense. Which we do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I had a fun week because it was my daughter's choral concert last week.
Yeah.
One of the grades sang an interesting song titled "Santa's Coming for Us," which, if you read that in a certain way, sounds rather ominous. If you ask me,
I would say.
I don't owe him any money, so he's not coming for me. If you want to fight Santa, I mean, we can go.
Oh, let's go, man. Right?
I immediately went full Night of the Living Dead, like "Santa's coming for you, Barbara."
Nice.
Very, very strange. You know, what happened to traditional? Like, Santa Claus is coming to town. Like, what the hell?
Well, yeah, and that song is creepy in and of itself. He knows you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Yeah. He knows when you've been bad or good. I mean,
he like Diddy.
So throw a super kick. That's all.
Oh goodness, kind of creepy. Just saying.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, but the Diddy thing's extra creepy.
Yeah, seriously.
You see, certain renditions of Santa Claus are also very creepy. They can be a little disturbing depending on how he's drawn.
Oh yeah.
Oh well,
that's crazy.
All right, well, I've got a Grinch themed name introduction this week. So over here, that's Jing Tingler, John Tracy.
Very apropos.
Stop tingling your Jing. Over here. Over here is Max Matt Craig. That was the only M word I could find.
Well, Max.
So you're the dog.
There you go.
Hey.
I in the middle. I am Sloo Slunka Steve. Which, if I am correct, is the thing where somebody's carrying a giant bell and the other person's shooting like peas through a straw at it.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
I think that was the instrument in question.
It's not even 7:30. We're already giddy. It's great. I love it.
I know. What are you gonna do? Listen. I don't want you guys quitting on me. Midstream here, like in the third topic or whatever. Just like Devondre Campbell and the 49ers.
No
problem.
promises.
That story, right? I mean, backup linebacker comes in because Greenlaw's hurt. Plays like majority of the season. Greenlaw comes back. He don't want to play anymore. I mean, seriously, how selfish can you possibly
Well, not only does he not want to play anymore, but he doesn't bother to tell anyone until the third quarter.
So
when they actually need him to play.
Yeah.
It's like, nah.
Yeah, I'm done.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Can you imagine if that would have happened on the Eagles, Chance? I don't think we've ever had that, have we? A player like that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I remember.
They at least waited to the end of the game to quit.
Yeah, I know or Micah Parsons kind of being all exasperated after all of the Cincinnati game. That was hilarious. Yeah.
I can understand that, but he didn't
But he didn't
refuse
quit.
to play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous. I don't think this guy should ever get another job in the NFL again after that. I mean, how can he be trusted?
Oh yeah.
No, I think he's pretty much done at that point. If he's quit, he's done. So yeah, there's nobody.
There's a rule of measure in the NFL. If you're good enough to be a starter, shockingly, you start.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It
It's
is.
really
It is
amazing.
undefeated in.
Yeah.
If you're the top 11, magically you're out there every Sunday. So
Yeah.
a backup complaining about playing time. That's a little. I don't care that he got hurt. You were thrown into that.
Yeah.
That's not
Mhm.
your.
Well, Greenlaw tore something
Yeah.
last year at the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So they signed this guy Campbell this offseason for a 1-year deal. You're coming in to fill in for Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, that's
Thereby,
what you were signed
when
for.
yeah, that's exactly what you were signed for. Thereby, when Greenlaw comes back, he gets his job, right?
That would
Right?
be like Covey starting
Yeah.
for two weeks, and then Smith comes back and he's like, you know what? I don't want to play anymore because you're not using me properly. Like,
Right. But again, doing it mid-game,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
that is ridiculous.
Well, that just
yeah.
makes you an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, that's the San Francisco 49ers. That's all they sign are idiots. So
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what they
yeah,
do.
I mean,
They're
I'm
not
not-
our generation's 49ers. That's for
Yeah,
darn
no.
sure.
Oh,
Not the
definitely not.
Montana Rice 49ers. That's for darn. Yeah.
Look, as stupid as it was, I'm all here
Oh.
for it now. Karma's a bitch, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That also reminds me. Jimmy Kempski said something similar, like, "Oh, I feel bad for the 49ers," and
I don't.
people. Well, he was being sarcastic, but you can't be sarcastic in print. So I'm hereby proposing that we need to adopt a sarcasm font,
Awesome.
Oh,
so that
okay.
when you tweet or write something in this font, it is understood that you are
I
Being
thought,
giving it
sarcastic.
sarcasm.
thought
Yeah.
we already had that. That was the comic one. I thought we already knew that.
I always thought it was
If I write-
italicized.
If
Yeah.
I write, okay, let's say Donald Trump writes, something, and he puts it in the comic form, aren't you going to take it more ridiculous than it would if you put it in regular form? That's what I thought.
Nobody told me that was the sarcasm font.
That would be great,
what I
though. I agree. I think that would be so clear. It's like, oh, this guy is using sarcasm. You don't have to have a sarcasm sign.
Then they all need to all Philadelphia writers need to write in comic font.
Yeah,
because
like Marcus
that's
Hayes.
all they
and,
do.
Yeah.
Red. More. All right, we'll get there. But first, we need to run through the Dubby Energy Fun Fact, brought to you by Dubby Energy Drinks. Visit dubby.gg, DUBBY, or download the app on your phone. Use our promo code Too Noobs Talking, and that's TOONOOBS Talking to get 10% off your order. Are you gentlemen feeling nostalgic this holiday season?
Oh,
Yes.
always when it's Christmas. Hell yeah.
Excellent. Well, remember the good old days with Grandpa's Denture Water Energy Drink.
Nice.
A pitaya and mango combo. It's Grandpa's favorite treat right before bed. That's why his denture water is always tasting pretty good, because, that's what we like to do, is taste other people's teeth water.
Absolutely.
I think that's what I have in this cup right now.
Nice.
Ah, good.
There you go.
All right. Well, that's good, but it's a limited release, so act soon. You get $4 off a $40 tub with our promo code. All right, before Matt's teeth fall out, John, will you please give us the fun fact?
Yes. Is there any red 3 in that denture water?
No, I think it's clear, Johnny.
Okay,
You're
it's
good.
clear. Okay,
Yeah,
so
clear.
just a couple fun facts about red 3.
Oh, God.
The FDA approved it in 1969, and now I will give you, that was for use in food. Now I will give you the list of what it's in.
Oh boy.
So it's in candy corns,
Okay.
Nerd, Peeps,
What?
Oh,
Pez,
What?
Sweet Tarts.
wait a minute. What
Yep.
Peeps is it in? What? There's no.
All it says is Peeps. All it says is Peeps.
Red 3. Huh.
Sweet Tarts, sodas, not all sodas, but some sodas.
Okay.
Juices, they didn't say what juices.
Great.
It's in yogurt, baby food, and some cookies.
Oh, good.
Oh boy. Doesn't that just sound
Oh, wait.
wonderful?
I'm thinking maybe the purple Peeps.
Possibly.
Because you got to make purple with blue and red. So
Yes.
Oh,
And-
that's true.
And the
Yeah.
definition of Red 3 is a petroleum-based dye that
Ugh.
gives foods and drink bright cherry red colors. So I would assume everything that's kind of reddish, purplish. It's probably
So,
what it comes in.
Old dinosaur sludge. Got
Yeah,
it.
basically.
God.
Hooray.
Hooray.
We're drinking old dinosaurs.
Nice.
Well, maybe not for too much longer, but that's the topic of the
Pterodactyl, right?
My son was reading something yesterday that is an article apparently that came out last year that suggested through some studies that T-Rexes actually may have been as smart as baboons, which freaked the hell out of me.
That's even
wow.
scarier because I didn't think they were that
Oh.
smart.
No, but a paper released this year apparently debunks that, so I feel much better.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
I don't because there's still someone out there that might have the truth and they're just
Right?
Oh, that's funny.
All
they're
right.
bringing back the woolly mammoth. I'm scared already. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Better to bring back the woolly mammoth than a baboon smart T-Rex. I'll tell you that much.
Either that or a Tasmanian tiger. You don't want to bring that back either.
Nope.
you know.
They're trying.
They're
All
trying,
right.
though.
Over 40 rant as I'm looking at Matt's jersey.
Yes.
Is that Westbrook?
Yes, it is. It is Brian
is Westbrook.
Westbrook. Yeah.
All right. That's not the
He
over
could,
40.
he could play running back.
Yeah,
He could
I
play
don't know
a
if
little.
anybody knows that.
Yeah,
he could play a little. Yeah, he
Yeah.
could play a little.
a little bit. Well, if anybody doesn't know that, it's because Philly Eagle media beat writers are clowns
Yeah.
again. I'm sorry that we have to keep coming back to this, ladies and gentlemen, but we just spent several days of the Eagles media making up a
Another story.
completely fictitious locker room drama between our quarterback Jalen Hurts and his top receiver AJ Brown, which is non-existent.
And
Yeah.
kind of best friend, like
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're friends, like they're friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like literally, like throughout their entire life.
What is it? AJ's son
Mhm.
is like Jalen Hurts' godson or something like that.
Mhm.
Like something along those lines, or goddaughter or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, they are tight. They are
They're
thick as
very
thieves.
tight
They've
together.
known each other a majority of their life.
Yeah.
Yes, but because someone asked the question, well, what do you need to work on after the Carolina game? And the answer from AJ Brown was simply passing, which is not an incorrect thing because the passing game was atrocious all
That
around.
literally was
that game.
100% exactly what he should have said.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, because it was one word passing, now, oh, he's got a problem with Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, there's drama. They're clashing. They're butting heads. The locker room is about to fall apart. No,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up and write about the game and not made up shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Then on top of that, you had BG go on
Oh, that didn't
WIP,
help.
and
No,
that,
that
did
didn't
not
help at all.
And that just fueled the rampant speculation that that was pervasive throughout the entire week. It was really fascinating. I was telling you guys this. Let's listen to Eagle Eye podcast, and normally they are very good. Dave Zangaro, Ruben Frank. I will give Ruben Frank some credit. He does do some good, but it was fascinating because one episode they were talking out of both sides of their mouth, and I didn't know you could do that. It takes a talent to do that, and they both did it. They both talked out of both sides of their mouth.
Nice.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
Jim Hurts
that's
is the greatest quarterback in the history of the world. He sucked at throwing the long ball.
Johnny, it was fascinating. It was absolutely fascinating to see for both of them to do that. It was amazing. So
I've compiled a list of 3 things that they could have wrote about instead of this.
okay.
And no, I'm dead serious. And these are actual 3 things that they could have wrote that would have been history.
Sure.
Why the fuck can't Jake Elliott make a field goal?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the hell? Where has this backup tight end been our whole life? Because he seems to be able to get open better than our starting one at all time. And thank fucking God we have Saquon Barkley, because we would suck if we didn't have him.
That's right. Yeah.
3 things she could have wrote about that's way easier than making up a story.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And it was so much fun to watch the interviews later in the week when Hurts and Brown get to the podium and they're like, what are you talking about?
I love it.
And
I love it.
Sirianni said the same thing. He's like, I see these guys more than you do every day. I don't see a problem.
Yeah.
They seem to get along pretty well in the huddle, let alone I don't have to see them out anywhere else.
Yeah.
Especially when they stop and talk and they're not yelling at each other. They're actually, no, do they? We can try this or we can try that. They're doing that on the sideline all the time.
Yeah.
If you don't like someone, you're not going to walk up and write a play with them.
Yeah.
P.O. McNabb. He didn't run over and go, listen, Donovan, if we ran this route over here, he went, I hate you.
That was more that was more of a business decision that was made between McNabb and Owens, not a relationship. That's different. You didn't have the closeness that you have with Hertz and Brown.
Yeah, these guys are tight. These guys talk on the
they
sideline
talk
all the time. You
time.
can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So-
I think the media was just looking for their T.O. McNabb thing, and they thought they had it. They thought they were being clever. Oh, it's covert because he's using one-word answers that mean
Ooh.
X, Y, and Z. This is why I hated English class. It's like, maybe Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein just because she thought dead bodies being brought back to life were cool, not
Yeah.
for all this underlying shit. Who knows?
Cool.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Right? Oh,
stop interpreting things wrongly.
yeah, that aren't there. That aren't there to begin with.
Exactly. All right. Well, now to the thing everybody's been waiting for, because John had the fun fact on it. Topic 1. We're going here. New York
Give me
Post.
too much credit.
Well, you're just being coy with all this
Careful of
fun
that red
fact
3.
stuff.
Careful of that red 3 you just drank there, Johnny. I'm just
Oh, there's no red 3 in that.
Oh, there isn't? Oh, okay.
No,
All right.
that's not
I'm
made
drinking
in,
water. There better not be any.
That's not made in America.
I don't think I have any red 3 in here, so.
Might be in that mug though.
Mm.
Yep. They made
Could
that
be.
mug out of red 3 is what happened.
What's this bottom stuff at the bottom? Ah!
The Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, will decide on a ban of certain food dyes in the coming weeks after receiving a petition to review the safety of aforementioned Red 3. According to FDA, the agency has reviewed the safety of Red 3, which is derived from petroleum and found in snacks, beverages, candy, and more, as you heard from Mr. Tracy, in food and drugs multiple times since it was approved in 1969. With the holiday season in full swing where sweet treats are abundant, it is frightening that this chemical remains hidden in these foods that we and our children are eating, U.S. Representative Frank Pallone Jr., a ranking member of the House Energy and Commerce Committee, or HEC, wrote in a letter to FDA.
That sounds about right.
Mm.
He argued that there is no reason for the additive to be in food except to entice and mislead customers to make products appear more appealing. While FDA has stated that food dyes are safe and do not pose health risks, the dye was banned from topical drugs and cosmetics in 1990. Red 3 is, however, banned in other countries and in the state of California. Well, we don't count California because they ban everything.
We're communists, so.
But I do find it interesting
Mm-hmm.
with the incoming administration,
Mm-hmm.
who have promised to try to make our foods less ingredient-y, kind of
Mhm.
like they are in Europe. And I
Mhm.
was astonished to see that the same product in Europe had far fewer things in
Way
it.
far.
Then in
13
the
to
US.
14 different. Yeah.
Funny
Great
that they're
point.
doing this now.
Yeah.
What do you make of it? You brought the article, Mr. Tracy, so
They're
what is
just getting
this?
ahead. They're just getting a head start because RFK, and I quote RFK saying, "Don't delete your files and get ready to explain yourself." He literally said that. In a press
Don't delete your
conference.
files. Huh?
Don't delete your files and get ready to explain yourself. So they're getting to work early, which I the reason I brought it, it's kind of twofold. It is to tell people that shit like this is happening, but also this is a good thing that
Oh, yeah.
they are taking these steps. They're starting these steps now. We don't need. It's not an administration thing. They can operate outside of the administration. It's not Joe Biden's fault. There's Red 3 in there. They're a government.
It's
or-
Richard
yeah.
Nixon's fault, I guess, because it was what, 69?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
69.
it's a government organization that runs without the help of the president. It could just make decisions. So it's free moving. So if it's going in the right direction, it's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not
Yeah, I
always the
agree.
top of the chain's fault. If something is going wrong inside the federal government, they move independent.
Well, and the fact, too, that, that petroleum-based chemical, whatever, was used to make food more appealing.
Which is
I
weird.
mean, that right there, yeah, is weird, right? You're right, John. Yeah, it's bizarre that you have to entice somebody to kind of go like, hey, look at this. Ooh, it's really nice and fun, right?
You didn't have to do that to Steve with the peeps. You're just
Exactly.
gonna eat them anyway.
Right. Food should be
Wasting
nutritious.
time.
And, yeah. Food should obviously be nutritious, be helpful for you, all that kind of stuff. You don't need to ingest other assorted artificial flavors and colors in order to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm getting the nutrients that I want. That kind of a deal. It's obvious that that has not been very beneficial over the course of many years. And Steve, I think your point on Europe is a spot on point. Because I remember when I was overseas in the Netherlands working for a small software company back in the day, their food was totally different. It was completely different. It felt different when I was over there 10
That was
years
my first
ago.
question. That was my first question for you. Was it a noticeable difference because you lived over there for a long period of time and then you came back here?
Oh, it was night and day, Johnny. Yeah, no question.
Very
It was
cool.
night and day.
Very cool.
But it was in a very good way in that
Nice.
kind of a deal. I would say, too, it was really funny. You know how the Whopper is usually kind of very small-ish, maybe about yay big, I'd say.
Mhm.
Well, over there, it was massive. It was like a big chunk of meat, but it was flat. It wasn't like the large, like you get a large, like, let's just say, 6-ounce burger patty, that kind of a deal. It was more laid out and flat, but you had more of it. But at the same time, though, I did not feel anything any different or any, that kind of deal. There was not any sort of enticement, special ingredient or enticement like a Red 3 in any of their foods.
Well, what I hear from that is, like, I can give you a good example. When I was a kid, I would eat Trix, the cereal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bright, vibrant colors.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen organic, similar type of cereal, right?
Sure.
They obviously don't use Red 3 because the red stuff is much more faded and kind
Very
of like
bland.
darker.
Yeah, very bland looking.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. So I think that's what they're talking about when they talk about appeal. Like, if you're not using a bright red, it's going to look dull and less appealing, I think
Right.
is the point.
But food-
I want to clarify, when you say the food is different over there, you don't mean like the difference between when you go over to Germany and you're eating schnitzel all the time as opposed to what you would hear. And what I was talking about too was you have the same thing
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
as you would have here,
Yes. Yes.
but it's made differently.
Correct.
And that's
Yes.
in
Mhm.
40 to 50 different countries that McDonald's is in,
Mhm.
is less ingredients than what's in the United States of McDonald's, just
Yeah,
to give you a rough estimate of what.
There you go. Yeah.
It's just like there are a ton of countries that just do not allow them to make the food the way that they make it here.
Now, soda. It's not necessarily a food. It's a drink, obviously. But their soda over there was much different than it is here. For one thing, there was less sugar in their soda.
So it
over
was
there.
syrup and it's seltzer. Like
More
soda
of a
should have been.
seltzery, yes. But there was not any sort of added ingredients to make it, to bring out more of that sweetness taste
Understood,
to it. You
understood.
know what I mean? But it had a different flavor. And what I have seen, which is very interesting, the number of smaller cans, your 6-ounce fluid ounces or whatever,
Mhm.
they've made their way over to the States. 10 years ago, that was already in the Netherlands, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
Yeah.
a small shot of that, right?
That was
So you-
weird to me when I first started seeing that. I'm like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
why
You're
not
like,
the 7-ounce can? Like,
yeah.
I thought we were larging it up.
Yeah,
Going
exactly.
backward.
Well,
But
that's
it's
that's
better
just
for
annoying
you.
because I need 2 of those now. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve's like, that's drinking soda.
Wait, I can't deal with that little tiny dinky can. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Their beer was also different too. Now I will say this: there is more of a watered down taste in terms of the beer over here than it was in the Netherlands. The Heineken is a great example of that. Heineken
Oh, yeah,
over
it's
here,
thick.
yeah, Heineken over there is more thick, more
Mhm.
flavored with alcohol than it is here. Now, why that's the case, I don't know. Probably
Well, that's not
because
health,
it's an
that's
imported
money.
beer.
Yeah, that's
Well, Good
We
point.
could sell more if we water it down.
because
Yeah.
let's just take me, you give me a shot of whiskey and you give a German a shot of whiskey.
Mhm.
If my whiskey's watered down, I'm not going to notice because I'm used to the American culture. If you give him watered down, he might flip the bar over and beat the shit out.
Yeah, and I remember
They like their alcohol over there.
what was really funny too was like they were complaining about the Heineken over there. The
Yeah,
Dutch were
makes
complaining
sense.
about because it was like, oh, this is really what it is. I was like, you have no idea. If you come over here to the
Yeah,
States and you take a Coors Light, let me tell you something. You'll die. You'll pray for your Heineken.
That's not even alcohol in the Coors Light.
Exactly. That's just piss colored water. Thank God I've never had it. That kind of a deal. But yeah, so it's really good that going back to what the article was saying, very good that this is now being phased out, and I think we will start to see. It's all about that whole Make America Healthy Again, which I kind of liked. I thought that was like a really good thing about the Trump administration. They were kind of talking about it. It's like, we've been kind of obese for a long time.
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it too, Johnny. I'm with you. I'm all for it too.
Healthy eating. Jeez.
Yeah.
And it won't
We
be
need
as
to get back to
expensive
that.
as this.
Yeah.
I'm all for healthy eating. Just don't make me think that I'm eating healthy.
No.
Yeah.
But you don't. But that's the best part about this Making America Healthy Again. They're not trying to shove it down your throat. They're just trying to hold government organizations and companies accountable for giving us shit. Like, they were eating McDonald's on the plane when they were talking about they want to make America healthy again, but they still want a Big Mac.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Yeah. That's totally okay. But if you hold the companies accountable, we will become healthier by accident if you just hold everybody accountable.
Yeah, it's all about the ingredients, and to your point, John, you're right. Holding them accountable is really the biggest thing. What I would love to see is kind of get away from a fast food diet, but that's different for everybody. Everybody has different.
You bite
tastes
your
and
tongue.
Stuff.
Yeah, I hate fast food, but Matt, when I'm working, sometimes.
Oh yeah, you're on the road.
I
you don't
have
care.
no option.
Yeah.
Like, wrestlers have no option because they get out at 11 o'clock at night, and there's only two things open: Wendy's and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, you're going to Wendy's. You're not going to Taco Bell.
Exactly.
That kind of a deal.
It's crazy, but it's crazy. Some people just can't live that life.
Yeah.
But
totally understand.
if we're holding these companies accountable, then, like I said, you'll get healthy by accident because they're not going to be like, oh, we're just slip filler in because we want to make profit.
I must now ask you, Mr. Craig.
Yes.
When you were in the Netherlands.
Yes.
And you drank your Dasani, was there magnesium sulfate in it?
Oh, that's a really good question. I don't think there was,
There's
but
no way they would allow that.
Yeah, yeah. Boy, that would have been a really good question if I had saved a Dasani bottle from like 12 years ago, right? I'd be able to pull it out.
Anybody is watching or listening is, please find a way to comment. If you are in the Netherlands, is there other ingredients other than water? Or or are we just the only ones?
Are we just the only ones that are just crazy?
Well, Dasani water, remember my giant water, the only ingredient was water. So it was okay.
It's just weird that it was just to enhance. Again, it goes back to what was it? Enhancing the flavor of water?
Yes.
Right.
And it's like,
because
it's
that's
wet.
what that's what I care about when I'm drinking water, is the flavor of water.
Look, no joke. When we've had a drought here in eastern Pennsylvania, and apparently that did impact the quality of water taste coming out of the tap.
Oh, yeah.
Because a few weeks ago, I did notice all of a sudden a very pungent smell and taste, and I couldn't take it. It was bad.
Oh, yeah.
And I was worried there was something wrong with my house. But then my kids heard people at their school talking about it, and then it made the news in the Philly Inquirer, and Aqua, who runs Pennsylvania's or at least the water here, explained, it's because of the drought, so we had to bring water in from other places. And
you probably got some of my shitty Texas water.
Yeah, right. So the taste
got 19
of water,
filters on that thing.
The taste of water can be an issue, but bottled water, I don't think they're bringing it out of the tap. So
I don't.
We
think
don't need
either.
enhancers on that.
Well, unless you're a conspiracy theorist and people are just filling it up in their bathtubs and selling it.
I got a question for you. Tap or no tap?
No, I won't go out of tap anymore. No, absolutely not.
If I do tap water, it has to go through a filter.
Yeah. Tap has to be filtered.
I filter that
I
some
will not
bitch
drink
out.
out of the hose, and I'm from
No.
that generation.
And
not
I'm
doing it,
very
but-
desperate. If that's the case, Johnny, I'm with you. I have to be in a very desperate situation.
Yeah.
To drink water out of a tap, that kind of out of a hose or anything like that. That would be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we got to fill it up. We got to put it in the refrigerator. It's gotta be
Yeah, I
cold
gotta fill it up.
before
Yeah,
we even- yeah,
filter
I
that,
will
all
not
that kind
do
of stuff. Yeah,
I won't even drink bottled water at this point. I'm only at the filtered water. Like
that's where I need to be with you.
Yeah, I do not like. I don't like. It's not a taste thing. I don't like the way I feel after I drink 2 bottles of water out of the plastic.
Yeah.
I feel like it's weird, but if I have it in a regular drink thing and I
Yeah.
drink 2 bottles of water, the equivalent of, I don't feel the same way. It's weird.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's moved over.
And here ends topic 2.
There we
Sorry.
go.
I got us off on a tangent.
There you go.
All because of magnesium sulfate. But something more concerning, actually, gentlemen. 6ABC Eyeball News article. Mysterious drone clusters witnessed across Philadelphia region as FBI continues investigation. People from all across the Delaware Valley and up into northern New Jersey, where I believe this started, have reported seeing clusters of drones in the night sky over the past few weeks. Local and federal officials have been asked for an explanation, and simply put, so far, the answer is they don't have one. This article spoke with Maureen Rush, who is a 45-year law enforcement veteran and president of the Pennsylvania Police Foundation, or PF. She says it's important to note that many of the sightings include commercial-grade drones, some as large as small airplanes, not the kind used by hobbyists. My other concern is that there are multiple drone sightings. They're almost in a flock. If they were geese, they'd be a flock, and that's what's really unnerving for people. In New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy has publicly stated the drone activity does not pose a public safety concern, but he has offered little else regarding an explanation. And State Senator Doug Steinhardt says that's simply not good enough. I'd be happy with an explanation that we've looked at it and we don't have information or law enforcement to say it's ongoing something or other, and that's as much as we could tell you, but we're not even getting that, which is unfortunate. So, and I believe the FBI is involved in an investigation. I believe I saw an FBI something or other called before Congress and said, yeah, we have no idea what they are. Oh, good.
Yeah, great.
Way to go, guys.
Way
Good
to
job.
defend the country. I mean, what the hell, right? I mean, this is so ridiculous.
Is this Chinese weather balloon all over again, Matt?
It probably could be, Steve. I mean, I really don't know. It was funny. It was like some people in my Facebook feeds were like kind of going, it's over Westchester, it's over this, it's over that. And I'm like, yeah, that's right, my backyard, that kind of deal. I'm sure like over in New Jersey area, I mean, that's got to be nerve-wracking to be able to hear it and to see it, and you can't do anything about it. And yet there are some people out there that want to take the law in their own hands. Basically, I'm going to shoot this sumbitch down. And I'm thinking, like, it's not going to go down off of a Glock, dude. You're going to have to, like, really get something.
It's the size of an airplane, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
To those people, in doing our research for this topic, I did find that it is actually against a federal law to shoot down a drone.
It is.
Which are under FAA regulation.
Yeah.
Well, a guy got arrested in Texas not too long ago because his wife ordered an Amazon drone package and it flew into his front yard and he pulled his gun out because he didn't know it was coming and shot at it, and he was arrested and actually said
no kidding
to a couple weeks in jail for A, shooting at something in the air, and B, being an idiot.
Wow.
Because he leaned into that.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's something else. But, I mean, it was funny. Like, the Babylon Bee today had a great article about, like, the wise men were kind of being, like, drawn away from all of this because it's like, they're looking for they're looking for Jesus' star over Bethlehem.
Oh, yeah.
Drawn away from it and going to New Jersey. And like, wait a minute, what the hell? I thought that was a great headline. Great story. But, yeah, it's very concerning. And the fact that, the government officials have, like, no idea what's going on, no clue. It's like, that all is going to stop in January, gents. I mean, once the adult comes into the room, it's going to be like, okay, none of this is going to happen. And if it is happening, he will put a stop to it. He will find a something to do and to put this to
Yeah, he'll put someone in
absolute
charge
halt.
that will be able to
Yeah.
handle this and know what the hell's going on.
This unfortunately is happening at a time where we're going through a peaceful transition right now of power.
Lame duck.
Lame
Yep.
duck, and this sucks. I mean, it absolutely sucks because of that.
I find it hilarious that they say, "Oh, wait, we don't know what they are or where they're coming from." Yet at the same time, they can tell us it's not a threat. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But
Tell it to
don't
somebody
know.
that's seeing it. Yeah.
You don't- How do you know enough?
that's
Right.
status quo for this administration, though. It's status quo. They don't know, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. They've said that for 4 years, so this is not shocking that drones flying over Jersey. They're like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's
It's not gonna be
sovereign
our problem in a
airspace.
couple months.
Yeah, this is sovereign airspace. It matters to
Yeah.
Americans. I mean, we've been very fortunate in the fact that we don't have any bombs and missiles flying all over the place like it is in the Middle East, let's just say.
Yeah, no, you're
So we're
absolutely
very
right.
fortunate in that regard. And so when we see something really strange, we go to our government officials, hey, what the hell is that? And you don't have an idea of what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
You
I mean, that's
probably
not good. That's
should have
not
an
the
idea.
answer you should be giving. Yeah. So hopefully they can find out what this is. And because I've heard everything. It's like, oh, Iran. And I'm like, Iran?
No.
Iran?
That's
They're
ridiculous.
all over. They've not only said it's China. Some people are saying it's Iran. Some people are saying that the Iran thing is they're saying like it's one of the proxies from Iran that
Yeah.
blah, 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 whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever.
Houthis or whatever. Yeah.
I would believe China over Iran.
Yeah,
That's
I would
what
believe
To
China
follow
too.
that kind of money would just be a waste of everybody's time because you're like,
Yeah.
one guy gave something to some guy, and then this guy jumped over here, and then someone's on a ship, and they're saying it's coming from cargo ships, like hijacked cargo ships. There's so many stories out there.
Oh,
But my
jeez.
problem is this. My problem with the government is this is what happens when you give a Uru answer. Now you have everybody just making shit up, and that makes
Yes.
the anxiety of the country go up.
Absolutely.
Just the
Yeah.
lack of leadership. This shows exactly what I've been saying for the last 4 years.
Mhm.
This is a lack of leadership where I'm really concerned about what's going on because everybody's going, well, I don't know what it is. Well, that's not good enough for the federal government.
That's
You need
right.
to know.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's your job. Defend, protect.
Absolutely.
That's your job.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are capable of detecting whatever it is they need. And it says this before we started the show tonight. I just saw a new article. An airport in New York State, 60 miles north of New York City, last night had to shut down for an hour because of one of these drone sightings.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
no kidding.
So
Huh.
now it's not just buzzing people in the suburbs and freaking out your housewives and whatnot. Now you're shutting down an international airport.
Yeah, now you're shutting down a computer system because it can't fly because there's
Yeah.
something in the way.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Don't
mean,
you
it's
think
not.
the federal government would want to know what the hell that is?
You would think, Johnny. I mean, that's the thing. And to your point, that's brilliant what you just said. It invites conspiracy theories. It invites all kinds of gossip. What the hell is this? You know, all that kind of stuff. And that's something you do not want to have happen to your citizens. And hopefully they can get to the bottom of this.
Well,
100%.
Again, because it's the FAA,
Yeah.
it's federal. And the article I was reading about the airport shutdown, Governor Hochul was saying, hey, you need to give state and local authorities more authority
Yeah.
Agreed.
to investigate this on our own because you're not doing a good enough job.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
great. It's a great statement by him.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good. Come on, Fa. Let's go.
Ba la 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 la.
It's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you are tired of Fa and Fada and heck, I don't know, screwing you over, well, you should visit our website, twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. Support us so that we can bring the voice, right? We can get
the
these
sane fans.
agencies. We
Yeah.
can get these agencies moving.
Yeah.
You know, the power is in the views, people, and the
Hell yeah.
subscribers.
That's right.
So anyway, you go to our website, twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. You can watch old episodes where we trash other agencies with acronyms that are funny to pronounce.
And we will.
And we
That's
will.
right.
And we will continue to do so. And whenever I get around to posting episodes, you will be notified if and only if you put your email in that little box on the homepage that says subscribe. So go ahead and do it. Now,
We're, like right now.
right
Yeah.
now. Now,
Yeah.
if you want to watch older episodes,
Ooh. Back to the
Right.
Zoom days.
back to the Zoom days.
Like when we were
Yeah.
right about COVID.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, our website will take you to our YouTube channel where you should like, share, and subscribe. We dropped a subscriber somewhere along the way. We were at 101. Now we're back down to 100.
It was probably
So-
that guy. It was probably that guy that blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah. He probably works for FDA too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And if you're tired of looking at our ugly, ugly prune faces as we just continue to age in front of you, America,
We don't care.
we don't care. But we provide you with audio channels on our website where you can get our podcast in audio format and only the good ones. So if you have a weird one, you're going to have to take our RSS feed and go through the trouble of plugging it into your podcatcher and listening to it on your sick little twisted freak show. Okay. Still upset about chicken parm, so I'm the audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Just listen to a normal podcasting channel, people. Come on.
That's right. That's
You
right.
used to tell me not to fight during hockey. Now listen to him.
I'm getting cantankerous in my old age. What can I tell you? And this next topic makes me even more cantankerous because
well,
just because
it's the Mets. Yeah, exactly.
it is the Mets. Okay, if you've been living under a rock because of your fear of the fa, maybe you haven't heard that Juan Soto, the top free agent on the market in Major League Baseball this offseason, I had to think about where we were,
yeah.
signed with the Mets on the largest contract in MLB history. 15 years, $765 million.
Jeez.
And
Wow.
part of that was a signing bonus of $75 million.
Wow.
That is $65 million more than the 10-year, $700 million contract that Shohei Ohtani signed last offseason. But unlike Ohtani's contract, there is zero deferred money in this one from the New York Mets.
Ducks.
Also of interest is the opt-out clause. Soto has the right to opt out of his contract after the 2029 season, but the Mets can void that right to a buyout if they increase his salary from $51 million a year to $55 million a year beginning in 2030 for 10 years. So if they pay him an extra $40 million, they get to keep him for all of 15 years. The potential value of that contract, $805 million.
Wow.
Why?
Yeah.
So
Why
I'd
indeed?
say that is the only question I don't think we can answer that question.
Yeah.
But I can give you an entire dissertation on why the Mets are dumb. And
yeah. Exactly. Oh.
my first thing, and Matt brought it up when we were talking about it originally.
hmm
Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
I would rather have paid Pete Alonso if I'm a baseball GM
Sure.
and not gone out and replaced my right fielder that might or kind of be the same guy for way less money.
Yeah.
I would rather keep the first baseman that was probably going to make a ridiculous contract, but
And
I
you're
don't think it would have
homegrown.
been that ridiculous. Yeah,
Yep. Homegrown in the entire organization. All
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. Fan favorite.
that's number one. I don't understand why they did it. Second is what I just stated. Their right fielder, if you look at the stats, pretty damn close to
Yeah.
what you just paid close to $800 million for.
Remind me who their right fielder is?
I don't
or
even
was?
remember. I don't remember his name, but he's
couldn't
not.
tell you.
The numbers aren't jumping off the page that Juan Soto's much better.
Yeah.
Well, let me give you. So here's the career stats for Mr. Soto.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that's what I was going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Lifetime batting average of 285 over 7 seasons. On base percentage of 421, slugging 532, OPS of 953,
Okay.
201 homers, 592 RBIs. Last season with the Yankees, he hit 288, 41 homers, 109 RBIs. The season before with the Padres, he hit 275, 35 homers, and 109 RBIs.
So how does that warrant a $760
it
million
doesn't.
contract?
I mean, he had 2 seasons where he hit over 300. But he
He's like
also had the 2022 season between the Washington Nationals and when he was traded to San Diego, he hit 242,
Wow.
including 236 with the Padres.
Oh my gosh.
And he rebounded to 275 the season after with the Padres. In the postseason with the Yankees, he did okay. He was where is that? Oh wait, I have to hit. Sorry, playoffs.
That's all right.
There we go. Last year with the Yankees in the playoffs, he hit 327. It was probably
Okay.
their only hitter in the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
But he hit the previous year with or 2022 with the Padres in the postseason only 239.
So
So
I found out who he's replacing. He's replacing Starling Marte, whose
Okay.
career average is 286. But last year he hit 269 because he is on the back end of his career. But
okay, so they're probably thinking, okay, you get the younger right fielder.
yeah, well, that kind of makes sense. But you're paying $700 million to replace the
plus.
career average of a guy that you already have.
Yeah.
You couldn't just find a Sterling Marte lookalike? There's 100 of them in the league.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, he is a very good player, but the Ohtani contract when it was signed was warranted. That number was right because we had never seen a guy pitch and hit the way that anybody had ever seen in almost 90 some odd years. So I would say that is warranted.
Yeah.
What
or
the
is it just
problem
justified?
was,
Um,
right. The
well, here,
problem is,
before we get there, I'll give you some Ohtani information.
yeah,
Okay, 3-time MVP award winner.
yeah,
He's been playing the same amount of time as Mr.
As
Soto,
Soto.
7
Mhm.
years.
yeah.
Okay, he hit 54 homers last year. Hit 44 the year before.
Yeah.
By the way, with a UCL injury.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
his pitching stats were phenomenal.
Yes.
I mean, when he was pitching for the Angels, he was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So you make that kind of a deal because you know that he is setting the bar so high, and that no one had ever pitched or hit at such a high level before his UCL got totally destroyed. Now,
Same
Soto,
injury Bryce Harper had, so don't think it's from the pitching.
right? So now
It
Soto.
happens all of them.
Soto won the title in 2019. Granted, that was a tremendous Nationals.
That was a
franchise.
team victory. That wasn't a Juan Soto.
But
took them
what
to
has he
the-
done since? I like to know what has he done since then. Like he
He
batted
hit
3 something.
286 when he's played around a bunch of pros.
I mean, that
Literally,
seems
like,
almost
he's had talent around him
yeah,
everywhere he's gone
yeah,
since the Nationals, and here's the difference. Bryce Harper got a $300 million contract, and he hit 272.80 before he got there.
mm-hmm.
He's got his average up 20 more points after he
Yeah.
got the contract.
Yep. And there's talk that they're
yeah, he didn't stay the same. If he would have
Right,
stayed the same, it'd been a waste of money.
there's talk that they're going to try and restructure the deal, which I again, I have no problem with that.
You're gonna have to after this fucking deal.
I would think, but I mean, I don't understand. Like, this is an artificially inflated number, to be perfectly honest. I mean, granted, he's a great player. He's an all-star. He's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, maybe. But this kind of money, he's not Ohtani. He's not.
He's not. He plays right field. He's not a great fielder.
He's not a
No,
great fielder.
no.
Okay. He's not a great runner.
Nope.
He's kind of a
So he's not
dumb
even
base runner.
He's like a 5-tool. He's not even a
No,
5-tool player.
he's an absolute dumb base runner.
Yeah, and his
He's not a
stolen
headsy runner at all.
his stolen base numbers was like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not. If he's not a 5-tool player,
He's not a
one of
home
them-
run. He's not a home run hitter. He's kind of what's he hit 30?
Well, no, he hit 41 last year,
He hit
but
41.
remember,
You're also
He's-
behind.
Judge.
Yankee Stadium,
Yeah.
short
that
porch in right field.
porch,
Mhm.
and he's a lefty, probably pulling a bunch of them.
So
Oh, yeah.
I'm calling his bullshit. I'm saying he hits like 33 a year. I don't.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
he's gonna play in City Field for his career now.
So
which
he
is
might
cavern.
hit 27.
Yeah, and so then my question then on top of that, and I mentioned this to you guys in pre-production, I'll mention it now. So when he flies out, grounds out, and strikes out, does he refund the at-bat back to the Mets? Is that written in the contract or
Can
what?
we, if we could write that in the contract, that'd be awesome.
I would think
I'm
the
sure
Mets
you
would
get more
want that,
hits.
especially when they boo him out of the building when he's batting 230 in August.
Well, they're
I
going
mean, because
to.
you know that's going to happen one
They're
of
going
those
to boo
seasons.
him opening day if he strikes out. Because
Yeah, if he goes 0 for 4, they will boo him. Because they're a dumb fan base. That's what
And
they
you
are.
have to, if you lose Pete Alonso for this, Mets fans, I feel really bad for you, and
Yeah.
you should riot. You really should, because it's terrible that this happened.
Yeah.
Well,
The Mets.
it's not just Pete Alonso, right? This is not a franchise where you could say, "Oh, we are a superstar away." And I think to some extent, the postseason success they had was a little bit of fool's gold.
Yeah, yeah. They got
They're-
hot at the right time.
They basically rode vibes the way the 2022 Phillies
They
Yeah,
sure
rode
did.
easy.
vibes
Easy.
Yeah.
in the playoffs. Okay, their starting pitching rotation is
Oh, it's-
not something to write home about.
Atrocious starting pitching. And they would
Is-
know that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Their closer, Diaz, is just as prone to implosion as anybody in the league.
Yeah.
They have problems with their pitching staff. They have, besides like Lindor, their lineup isn't superb. Now you're adding Soto, but I would say their lineup is not anywhere near as good as the Padres lineup with Soto was.
Yeah, I don't really think so. Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty similar to the Padres from
Yeah.
2022. Yeah.
I think the Padres one is better, frankly.
Probably, yeah.
It just, speaking the truth here. So
Right.
adding Soto, yeah, it's great for selling tickets, but I don't think that's gonna advance your cause for
Interesting.
winning the World Series.
Interesting you said that, Steve. But my buddy at work he's a huge Mets fan. We looked up the price for a regular season July game at City Field. They're twice what they are here at Cincinnati
Wow.
Bank Park. Twice.
That's awful.
just
that's
because of that
awful.
deal.
That's
Yeah.
all.
You're talking like $130 for seats that are right along like maybe the left field foul line. $130 in the upper decks, that kind of a deal where it's like you could go to a Phillies game and some of those same seats would be half that price. $60, $70 maybe. And you're still like kind of ticked off because it's so high, but it doesn't take much. You go north into New York City. My God. Not even worth the price. I mean, not even worth the price of admission. I mean, it's
Mhm.
crazy the amount of money.
What I find funny is that we went from when Bryce Harper signed his deal,
Mm-hmm.
which at the time was the richest in Major League history. What was
Yes.
it? What was it, John? 330?
Yeah, 330 or 335. I think we
I think it was
decided.
330.
I think it was
Yeah, I
330
think we
at
decided it
14
was on
years.
330. Yeah.
Yeah.
14-year deal, I think, too.
Yeah,
I think,
330 million.
Yeah.
That was the richest. It was quickly eclipsed thereafter, but
Yeah.
it was still, I think Trout eventually was the highest one at 4 something.
Yeah. And then Otani came along. and-
Otani came in at 700, which skipped right over 5 and 600.
Yeah.
But I think we could justify the Otani one. We had
Yes.
you'll recall, people, just so you don't call us hypocrites. We were livid with the Otani deal last year, but it was because
The
the
deferral.
Dodgers are playing cap games by deferring
Oh, yeah.
like 80% of the money till after he retires.
Yeah.
Which was
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah. No, we agree with the deal. It was the way the deal was
We
structured.
could-
we were
We
mad
could
about.
justify
Yeah.
getting to 700 million because with Otani, you were effectively getting 2 players. You were getting an
Mhm.
MVP caliber hitter
Yeah.
as well as an MVP caliber pitcher.
Yeah.
If you were to get two of those on the market at the time for a star for each, you were probably going to have to pay 350 mil a piece.
Yeah.
So you could easily say we're getting one player for $700 million, which is effectively two players.
Yeah.
And so there you could justify it. Jumping it with Soto like this, I mean, I could see if you were paying him like $500 million.
Yeah, and I would think
That's just probably where it would have gone after Trout.
Mhm.
And it's still probably in line with Ohtani at that point. Again, a unicorn deal.
Mhm.
But to have him jump Ohtani's deal like this,
I think that's the problem.
for what you agree is not a five-tool player, this is
he's
out
not
of
even-
whack.
He's not a 5-tool. I would think if you're a generational 5-tool player, speed, power, I forget what the other three are off the top of my head. He's not even close to that. He's not even close to that. He's a good singles and doubles hitter, can hit the ball at the ballpark. Okay, that's great. Can he play great defense? No. Can he run the bases? Not really. So
Not
then
real
what
well.
the hell are you doing giving this guy $760 million for 15 years? Like, he better perform to the level of that contract. And again, this also raises the expectations of the Mets. Are they going to win 5 World Series in 15 years? I mean, that seems to be... Right now, you have Ohtani winning 1 title with the Dodgers. Dodgers seem pretty happy with that. The Mets, they haven't won a title since, I think, 86. And they were in the World Series in 2015. They lost that because of blunders and bad base running. And so now you've got this guy coming in. It's kind of like, well, are you going to make multiple runs? And again, like I said, if it's July and August and he's batting .230, he strikes out, he goes 0 for 4, they're not going to be cheering him. They're going to be booing this guy out the door. So, doesn't look good right now. I don't know. A lot of questions.
To add further fuel to the fire, I read something before we came on, and I don't know if it was true or not, but it looked like a copy paste, or like a screenshot of something. It seems to suggest in negotiating with the Yankees, Soto's mother was demanding a suite at Yankee Stadium for all 15 years of the deal.
Oh my gosh.
And that's kind of a line that Steinbrenner would not cross. Because guys like Derek Jeter pay for their own.
Yeah.
And they're Yankee royalty.
Oh yeah.
But the Mets were more than happy to give Soto and his family a suite at Mets Stadium, whatever the fuck it's called.
City Field or whatever.
For free for the 15 years. So
Wow.
Yeah, because they're not selling suites, so they don't care about the suites. But the Yankee suites are worth millions and millions of dollars. That's why they have to pay for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so his contract is not just the $765 million, but it's whatever these sweeteners that the Mets are throwing on top of it that aren't the straight cash
that they can make deals with, because they can bring everybody in. They can bring all he can get all the Nike deals. He can get all that because they got a suite that they can host these people with.
Major League Baseball better be checking into this. I'm just gonna say that. One can only hope that the Mets become cursed. Kind of like our Philadelphia 76ers are cursed.
No.
Yeah,
if
watched
you haven't
that
heard-
yesterday.
Well, if you haven't heard the latest, Jared McCain has a tear in his meniscus and will be out indefinitely now.
Oh God. Oh, can we just start the NBA season all over again, please?
It would be nice. They looked really good. They were playing the Pacers yesterday. They looked really good with the starting 5 on there, but that only lasted like 5 minutes. And then once they started flipping people out, it just got bad. It just got real bad.
Right, and then Embiid fractured a sinus, and now McCain with his knee injury. This is we are being punished for something.
Yeah, could it be the
That's for
same
damn
hanky
sure.
years?
was going to say
Makes me think.
maybe you could
Yeah.
turn to the Flyers. Flyers are actually doing pretty good, even though they lost today.
Let's not involve them in this.
Yes. By the way,
please,
I'm pissed at my streaming site. I went to watch the Flyers game today,
yeah.
and fuck it, they weren't streaming it.
Oh,
It started. I watched them skate around, and it all of a sudden went to an error. And I was like, "You're kidding me!" The one time I want to sit down and watch Flyers.
Well, you missed Matvey Michkov blocking Travis Konechny's shot into an empty net.
Oh man, I'm glad I missed that.
Oh goodness.
I mean, he
Why
wasn't doing it. He didn't do it on purpose. He was
Oh,
getting
but I
pushed
would've-
at the time. But
I would have
Yeah.
made up some story, just like the Eagles reporters.
right.
Yeah.
There must be a rift between those two. Players.
Oh yeah, you got to
Has
and
to
that has
be.
to be investigated immediately,
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. All right. Well, what we're going to investigate is midnight snacks,
Yes.
which I think in pre-production we decided none of us ever have. So
No,
it's a
we
little
don't.
weird to be doing this tournament in the first place.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun for all
Well,
you
it's
fat
fun.
people eating snacks while you're listening to us
Exactly.
at 1:30 in the morning.
That's right.
Until Robert Kennedy saves your life.
All right, John, I turn it over to you. You have the seeds and the brackets and all that stuff. So
Thank you,
take it
sir.
away.
Okay, so we're gonna do real quick. We're gonna do a 16-team tournament. Midnight snacks that were chosen by us. So if you don't like some of them, go bleep yourself because this is what we eat. You can make your own stuff. Second, we have a play-in game because I love play-in games, and there was a nice riff between crackers between said people. on
Nice.
this podcast. So we're
Nice.
throwing the play-in game to real quick. It's in a smaller arena because you don't do the playoff game.
Oh,
or
of course
play-in
not.
game.
Yeah.
You know,
It's in
Yeah.
City Field.
yeah, this time it's in a gym somewhere. So it's gonna be Ritz crackers taking
Ooh.
on the Townhouse brand.
Oh
So
man.
I'm at an over/under of 62 points. If you're betting. If you're betting.
Wow. Well, both quality cracker here. I would say though the Ritz, because you got that buttery, red, 15 going over there, kind of a glazed look. It looks very enticing. I would go Ritz if I were to choose over the Townhouse cracker.
Steve.
Fascist. No. Townhouse, bro. Come on. It's
Oh.
Townhouse is the buttery cracker.
Oh, there you
okay?
go.
And it's oblong.
Oh, so you get
So,
more surface area.
You get
Yeah.
more
Right.
surface area.
Oh.
Okay. And it has Fauci on the cover. I mean, an elf on the cover.
For that
The-
reason,
look.
I'm pushing Ritz through.
Oh, shut my mouth shut. Damn.
No, the reason I like the Ritz is I like cheese and crackers, but I like to make the sandwiches, and I like the cheese that hangs over the cracker. I don't like, because if I have to do the square or the rectangle cracker, I actually have to cut the cheese to be that size.
Yeah.
I like it better when you just drop it on and
Yeah.
it hangs over. It makes me happy.
There you go. There you
So
go.
Ritz moves on. So I actually have to write that down because they don't have a number. So I remember later. Okay, so let's
Okay.
get into it. We're gonna
Do-
start.
Do you need to burp my ball sack? Or
Yes,
are you okay?
I totally need your balls. Don't forget to clip that one. So Steve, you're gonna get 1 to 16. You're gonna get a chance to knock out the Ritz cracker, which I have a feeling
Good.
he's not gonna make it very far.
Yeah, but you randomly seeded this, so
This is randomly seeded by Wall Wells spinning from what we've seen on the podcast before, the spinning wheel. I just
Nice.
I typed them all in and I just spun and wrote them down.
There you go.
There
So
was
you
no thought in
basically function like the College Football Association.
pretty much. No, I'm actually worse than that.
I don't think you can be.
Oh goodness. As you both take drinks, that's hilarious.
Yeah, well.
There you
All right,
go.
well we're gonna get it. Well, I think that's how college football actually seeds their shit. You've got liquor on one side, non-liquor on the other, and they just argue like
How
what the
about
old
this
tournament
person?
back in the
right?
day, and that's
Yeah.
how it happens.
Yeah.
Once the guy passes out that wanted Miami in, they're like, Miami's not in anymore.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so the powerhouse pretzel is taking on the Ritz cracker.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I will take a pretzel every day over a Ritz cracker.
Okay.
Pretzels are,
Yes.
oof, especially if it's a soft pretzel. I mean, oh my God.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
I often like the hard pretzels, to be perfectly honest. I like those hard, the big,
I like pretzels.
the meat, the big
Yeah.
ones. You know,
I
that's,
like
that's,
hard pretzels too. Do you ever have the sourdough, really hard,
Yeah.
crunchy?
Yeah.
Those are good. But
Yeah.
I prefer like
Yeah.
a pretzel factory pretzel.
Oh, yeah.
Soft.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah.
So good.
They are there. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay,
Just
Matt.
take that over a cracker every day. Come on.
Somehow you were choosing your own thing that got on this list.
Oh,
we've
boy.
got the number 2 Pop-Tarts
Oh, okay.
going up against your favorite snack, the Wheat Thins.
Oh, God. How could Wheat Thins be the 15th seed? That's terrible.
That's where it belongs.
Oh.
The wheel thought so too.
Well, the
Well-
wheel did pick a good number 1, so I'm giving the wheel credit.
Yeah,
the
that's
wheel,
true.
The wheel's good at stuff. You're
This
gonna
is
hate
hard.
some of the wheels picks though. Later.
This is hard. I have to admit, because I've been kind of going through it a little bit with a head cold. It's now on the other side of it, feeling pretty good now. But and I had some Wheat Thins today and almost nearly ate the entire box.
Oh, nice.
That kind of a deal. So that's in my mind. But
But it's not midnight, so
yeah, it's not midnight either. At the number 2 seed was, what was that again?
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts?
Yes. Any kind of
Throw that in
Pop-Tart
the
you-
toaster.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah,
you can do that in
any-
a toaster, and yeah.
Anyone you can imagine too. It's just the Pop-Tart brand, so it's whatever.
And it
one you
most
like.
definitely has red 3 in it. So I mean,
Oh,
that's
it
going to let.
absolutely has red 3 in it. You see how shiny that stuff is?
Oh heck yeah!
Not if you get brown sugar cinnamon.
True,
So
and
I'm
that's my
gonna-
favorite.
So I'm going to screw over RFK Jr. The hell with you. We're going to move the Pop-Tart on to round 2. I hate to do
Pop-Tart
that because
is
I love
mo-
Wheat Thins. But,
Look,
Pop-Tart
it's
is
the warm,
moving
gooey
on.
goodness, man.
Yeah.
It's great.
oh
for
yeah, you
midnight.
can't go wrong with that. Yeah, yeah. My
Pop-Tart
favorite is the
is phenomenal.
strawberry.
Nice.
Yeah, with the frosted icing. That's my favorite.
Yes.
And you know what? You can eat a Pop Tart cold too.
You can.
eat
Yeah.
them either
And
way.
I used
and
to
they're
eat
just
it
so
when
good.
I was younger. That's what I would eat for breakfast. I would eat them cold on the way to the bus stop
Oh, there you go.
because I didn't like warm stuff. Like I was weird when I was very young. I didn't like warm
Yeah.
stuff, so I would just eat it like a cookie.
Oh, yeah,
It was awesome.
that was great. It was wonderful. Yeah.
All right, Steve, we're going back up to your bracket up here. You're obviously you're the top. Matt's gonna be the bottom.
Yeah, that's right.
So you have 8 candy bar. That's any candy bar that you could imagine.
Okay.
Versus your selection, cake mix. And if you pick cake mix, you must explain to everybody what you mean by this.
Yes. Because I still don't get it.
You
Well,
know
you're-
how you buy a box of
Duncan Hines or whatever. Yes, I
Duncan
know.
Hines or
Yeah.
whatever, Betty Crocker or
It's
the
got flour and sugar in it.
Pillsbury of cake mix, right? It's just a
Yeah.
powder.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's flour, sugar, and other ingredients.
Something.
Assorted
Yes.
other red
Yes.
3,
Dry,
green
in-
12 ingredients. Yeah.
dry ingredients. And
Yeah.
you add eggs and oil and water and you mix it and you get a cake, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it turns out that if you just eat the powder out of the box, it actually tastes pretty good.
You're insane.
I
You're
I
insane.
cannot picture myself eating a candy bar in the middle of the night.
Which is fair. But what would
I'd-
be the candy bar if you were putting it up there?
It'd probably be like a Three Musketeers or a Kit Kat, something along that line. I just can't picture candy itself. I think is just too sweet for getting up in the middle of the night. I think for something in the middle of the night, you want something like a pretzel, a little more hearty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Settle
Mhm.
your stomach down.
Yeah.
That said, cake mix is to just take a spoon, and you can eat. If you open a candy bar, you have to finish the candy bar.
That's true.
You
can't even.
You can't just
yeah.
half of it, right?
Yeah, that's
Cake
true.
mix, you could just take a couple spoonfuls and be like, I'm satisfied.
There you
So
go.
Make
cake
an
mix
argument
moves
though.
on.
There
You
you
can
go.
make an argument with a Kit Kat. You have to. You can eat all of those.
I
in
could
one
eat a
sitting.
Kit Kat every second of every day. I could
Yeah.
only eat Kit Kats and I'd be happy.
I would not be able to put. I have to finish it. You can't just.
Yeah, you can't eat
you
2
can't
out of
break
the
one
4.
Off. You can't break 2 off and eat the
Yeah.
2 and put the other 2 back. What are you gonna
Yeah.
put them in?
Yeah,
You have to
guys,
eat 'em
yeah,
all.
Ziploc bag? No.
Yeah.
that's not happening.
All
Right,
right,
Matt.
Johnny, what do you got?
You've got the dreaded ice cream at
Oh,
the
boy.
10 seed,
Okay.
taking on Doritos / chips / whatever else you can come up
Okay.
with that comes in a bag that they're stealing from you because there's only like 7 chips and a lot of air.
Yeah, I'm with you. So this is interesting. You know, ice cream, right? Really good, but when you have it late at night, it kind of lingers with you, like in a bad way. Like usually when you have dessert, it's kind of like okay, it's over and it's done, and you could go on the rest of the night. To scoop something like that out at midnight, I don't follow. Whereas like when you got like a chip, doesn't matter if it's Doritos or if it's Lay's potato chips or whatever the case may be, you can open up that bag, you're just munching away and you're having fun. That's it.
Nice.
So for that reason, potato chips move on.
Chip moves on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't like the fact that ice cream would just linger there. You know, it takes a while for it to digest, and it's like, whereas a chip, you could just, nom, 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 you're just eating it all up. That's what I do.
Counterpoint: the ice cream can be
Yes.
eaten bit by bit,
True.
so
True.
you could just take a
True.
spoonful.
True.
So we're going sweet
But
treats.
you're wrong.
We're going sweet treats for Steve for the
Ooh.
for the bracket, the next bracket in the brackets.
Okay.
The 512, we have donuts
Oh.
taking on a bowl of cereal.
Oh. Oh, wow.
I do enjoy me a bowl of cereal, but if I'm getting my ass up at midnight, what I eat has got to be worthwhile, and a donut is always worthwhile. So
Yep,
Oh,
it shall be a
absolutely.
donut.
Absolutely.
What kind of donut
Yeah, what's your donut that we're talking
of
about?
choice here?
Oh,
you?
I mean, what kind of donut isn't?
All of them? Like you like a donut of sorted and you just eat them all? Like is that what you're saying?
Chocolate frosted, marble
Yeah.
frosted, vanilla frosted,
Yeah.
glazed,
Oh.
devil's food donut, Entenmann's, raised donuts, cake donuts.
Yeah.
Just don't put bacon bits and nasty.
As long as
That-
there's donut on the box, he's good with it.
Sidebar. Let's talk about that real quick because Duck Donuts is really good. It's a great donut bakery over here at King of Prussia. Johnny, they're great. I mean, they're more like of a cake type donut.
They're a cake
where
donut, yeah.
Yeah,
You basically could put like everything on there.
I ain't mad about it.
Sometimes they will put bacon bits, and I
Nice.
think it's caramel frosting on it to kind
I
of
think
give
it's
it that.
I think it's maple syrup actually. Isn't it
Yeah.
like maple
Yeah.
syrup
Yeah,
and bacon.
maple syrup and yeah, to kind of give it that sweet and salty taste.
I ain't
to
mad at it. I probably only have half of it, but yeah, I ain't mad at
I'm
it.
extremely mad at it.
I understand.
We had it. I brought it over to the draft one time,
Mm-hmm.
and the Murrays looked at that and said, "What the heck is that? What is bacon doing on that donut?" And I'm like, "I don't know. They just put that on there. It's like part of the arrangement."
I
And
also
Steve had a
immediately-
connection fit.
I
Yeah.
moved all of the other donuts away from it to avoid being
Yeah,
infected.
don't get near that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So it's not tainted. You know, that kind of a deal.
I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. You're
Hey.
getting a 3 seed coming out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
The pizza.
Oh, the pizza. Okay.
And he's taking on the shockingly not temple-oriented basketball squad from the mid-90s. The 14 seed cookies where you think they're better than they are. And they get seeded terribly.
That's hilarious.
Hold on, I hear something back there. What is that? Gee! Oh,
It's
what I'm
not
saying.
cheating. Yeah.
And
It's
then
funny,
you get a
like
13 seed when you should have been at least a 9.
I've seen some people order pizza and then they'll have cookies for dessert.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of a deal. So it's kind of interesting that the two are together. Midnight, though, I'm not going to have a pizza at midnight, Johnny. Especially like if you get just like a standard pepperoni pizza, right? You have the one topping, or if you have multiple toppings on that one pizza. That's a lot to eat at midnight. Whereas a cookie, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a ginger cookie, chocolate chip cookie, oatmeal raisin, doesn't matter. It goes down pretty fast. So I'm going with the cookie with the big upset over the pizza.
I figured that the cookie was going to move on.
Yeah.
I concur with the gentleman from King
Yes.
of Prussia.
Oh, thank you.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. 413. We've got the Tostina pizza rolls.
Ooh. Okay.
They're taking on combos,
Oh,
which
man.
we know Steve only likes the cheese combos. So it's only the cheese combos. They didn't bring anybody with them. It's just
They didn't
straight
have the
cheese.
ranch dip
No,
combos that I've seen.
nothing. Literally just hard crust cheese in them, like Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
I don't like combos at all, so we'll move the pizza rolls on. Combos are an
surprised by that.
abomination.
I'm shocked by that. I'm really surprised that you
All right,
don't
Matt.
like combos.
We got a little healthy and a little way not so healthy. So
Okay.
the 11 seed coming in just where it needs to be. The
Yep.
cookie dough
Oh boy.
taking
Okay.
on the minions' favorite fruit, banana.
Oh wow.
Who gets up?
Yeah,
and
I
then
think I'm
and
gonna
eats
have
a
to go banana.
What?
I've got some things to say about that. I don't need a banana in the morning. I don't need a banana at night.
The night, yeah.
Maybe
I
for
mean,
lunch if it's sticking around.
It's hard to say. I mean, of the two,
Well, you're sweet tooth though. Do you push past
Yeah,
the
the
banana and go
coo-
right for the cookie dough?
see, that's the thing. The cookie dough, you're right. You could just scoop just a piece of that. You just
Yep.
be like going to town. on
Again,
that.
you have to eat the whole banana if you
Yep.
peel it.
Yeah, that's true. You can't eat. Yeah, that's true. You can't cut it in half. And then, but what are you going to do with the rest of the banana, right? I mean, that's the thing. Whereas the
You're
cookie
gonna
dough
have to
can
eat it
linger.
on cereal the next day and hope that it doesn't coagulate in the refrigerator. while
Oh
you're sleeping.
yeah, and they are the worst. They
And
are
I would never do that because that's
they are a
disgusting.
terrific fruit. They're great, but the thing is, like oh my gosh, they bruise easily, and then
Oh,
they
yeah.
just look horrible after.
But damn,
like, maybe-
potassium! Like they are at number 1A at shooting potassium.
Heck yeah.
I can only eat them from the time where they're only not so green.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-day window I get to eat bananas where I don't
Yeah.
vomit at the thought of it.
And then you have like a bushel of them, right? You have like
Yeah.
8 bananas in the house, and it's like, well, what am I going to do with all these things, right? I mean,
That's
it's
why
like, it's
I'm very
crazy.
careful when I buy bananas. I'm buying
Yeah.
like the bigger, larger banana, but I'm only
Yeah.
getting 4 of them. Like I'm
Oh,
not
there
gonna
you-
buy like the 17
You're not going to
little
get like
bananas.
a bushel
'cause
of
I'm like,
8
no
of
one's
them or
gonna eat
something.
that.
Yeah.
Well, you know you can break them off, right?
Yes.
You could buy like 2.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have
I
to
li-
take
I
the
like-
whole thing.
I just like the bigger bananas too.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, cookie dough. You guys convinced me. I'm gonna
11
Okay,
cookie
moves
dough
on.
I'm glad we were able to peer pressure you into that.
that.
All right, we're going 1-9, Steve. Just as a refresher for you, 1 is pretzels, 9 is cake mix.
Cake mix
Ooh.
is nice, but it's a little messy. Pretzels.
Pretzels
have
move
it.
on.
Oh, there you
And
go.
Let's
see,
see.
Okay.
Old and proud.
Let's see if we can cyberbully Matt into picking our pick again this time.
All right. So Matt, we're at 11-14. Blame
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah. Nice.
Cookie dough is taking on cookies. So father plays son.
So you have the birth, the genesis of the cookie
You got
versus the
grandpa
cookie
and
itself. Wow. Wow. This is hard.
For me, it might depend on what the cookie is.
Yes, and I'm thinking
Some cookie
chocolate
dough
chip.
is better than other cookie
But
dough.
you're
and some
calling
cookies are
you're
better than
calling
others.
both shots. So what's the number 1 cookie in your mind?
Well, the number 1 cookie for me is always chocolate chip. It's always been
Okay.
that way.
And what's your
And
cookie
I
dough?
think the chocolate chip cookie by itself and not the cookie dough tastes better. Because it's baked and it's like it stays like it
Okay.
when it's finished, it's done. So I'm gonna put the cookie through.
Yeah, cookie goes.
Not the cookie dough.
Yes.
Cookie dough is desperate.
What
You don't
became-
have time.
What came first, the cookie dough or the cookie? Is that like the
Oh, the
chicken
cookie
and the
dough
egg?
came first. Yeah. Yeah.
Steve, let's
Oh.
go back up to the 5-seed donut playing the 4-seed pizza roll. I've already moved the donut over, but you can if you would like to.
I appreciate that. Because I don't like pizza rolls either, so the donut moves on. All right.
That was
Pizza, I
easy.
like pizza
I
rolls
think it's
now.
the easiest question I've ever asked you in my entire life. And I've known you for a
Probably.
while.
You read my mind.
There you go.
All right, Matt, we've got chips number 7, coming
Yeah.
out of that, Atlantic branch
Yeah.
of the tournament. You got the
Yeah.
chips, and they're taking on the 2-seed Pop-Tart.
Oh, the Pop-Tart moves on easily.
Ooh.
Yeah.
2-seed Pop-Tart just ran right through it.
Yeah, like right through the 7. Yeah. I
Was
think it
that
was
like
a 20
Shaq
point.
LSU?
Yeah, that was like a 20-point blowout. That wasn't even close, man. That was
Ooh.
just like that.
The
That's a
rebound.
golden.
Back in the day before he knew how to talk.
That's the strawberry frosting for me is the one that really I love that one. I absolutely I could eat like a ton of those things
Ooh,
if I
Robbie.
wasn't careful.
We currently have a box of ice cream sundae
Ooh.
Pop-Tarts.
Wow.
Which was better than I expected it to be. My
That's
favorite still is the brown sugar cinnamon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think that's top. That's top.
Oh
That's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Good.
Right.
All right, so we
Steve.
got final four?
Yeah,
Right, Johnny?
we got we're in the final four. You just put Pop-Tarts through the final four.
Okay.
So they're in the
Okay.
finals now. Steve's got to go 1 seed pretzels, 5 seed donut. I don't know where to go here.
Wow.
If you put them together, would they be 6 seed?
A pretzel donut. There you go. See, you can't have the pretzel on top of the donut. You just said that earlier. So,
No, you
that's
can't.
bacon. That's right. That's bacon. That's totally different.
Well, you can't put pretzel on a donut either. That's just
Yeah.
stupid. I do like me a donut, but if I'm picturing myself getting up in the middle of the night and I'm hungry, I'm probably opting for something that's
Savory
not
instead of sweet.
so sweet. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna move the pretzel. I could eat a pretzel
Wow.
any time of day. I've eaten
This-
pretzels in the morning.
This is absolutely hilarious. Remember, I spun this on a wheel. There was no.
Yeah.
There was not, like I was not like I didn't even think. And we have 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
Well, wait. Matt didn't do.
Yeah, he did. He
donuts.
put Pop-Tarts through.
Yeah, well, I'll put them through. They were going to go up against the cookie, I think. So I'll put them through
Yeah.
right now.
We
Oh
still
yeah,
had that.
oh yeah. You have to play. I didn't. They weren't playing the cookie. Come
Yeah.
on.
So it's a pretzel.
So little disregard for the cookie. He just advanced Pop Tarts on his own.
Well, they were 11 seed. You know,
That's what I asked. I was asked if it was Shaq LSU. Like there
Yeah.
was, he scored 30 points and went through 2 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Pop-Tart, no question. So
Pop-Tart.
it's like, so it's definitely Pop-Tarts against the pretzel. I mean, that's pretty
Yikes.
good. 1-2. I mean, that's
Yikes.
pretty good seed. I mean, I am with you, Steve. I think the pretzel, the great thing about a pretzel is, especially soft. So you can break that off, and you can come back to it later.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You could also do the same thing with a Pop-Tart. I don't think you could eat that just in one sitting. I think you can break that in half, put that off to the side, you're munching on whatever, cup of coffee, you're kind of just doing whatever. Could you come back to the Pop-Tart?
Nah, I don't think you could. You gotta
I
eat.
mean, they come 2 in a pouch, so I can say yes. You could take one and leave the other.
And
one
leave the
come back
other.
to that at some point.
But you can't break it
But
in half.
I don't think. No, I
Yeah.
would just eat the whole Pop Tart. I wouldn't
Okay.
take a piece. But a pretzel, you could always. Because we get, you get 5 of them if they're soft pretzels, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
There's 4 of us in this house,
Yeah.
so there's always one left.
If Steve gets an extra pretzel. That's what he's trying to say.
I consume over the course of about 24 hours. So, even after it gets a little stale and it's a little crunchy on the outside, it's still good.
Sounds like you could take something away from someone. You know, you could take some,
Take that
take a
chicken
pretzel
parm.
away from someone we know. Yeah.
All right, so we vote. We vote
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
We vote. Just say it out loud.
Oh,
Uh,
1 versus
boy,
2.
if soft pretzels count, I think I would say
Yeah,
so. I would
yeah.
say
Pretzels in general, any hard, soft. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I would agree. It's really close, Johnny. I think,
Mhm.
but the pretzel itself, for a midnight snack, it would be perfect.
It stands the test of time. I would have pushed it on anyway. My thought process was whether hard or soft pretzel. I like a lot of mustard, all different kinds of mustard.
There you
And a pretzel gives me the ability to put like 4 different types of mustard on a plate and just change it up. Like, yeah, I could go batshit crazy and no one's gonna say anything about a pretzel. Pop-Tart, on the other hand,
go. So one question before we get out of here, then, what do you do? Salt or no salt on your soft pretzels? Yeah.
Oh,
I like,
salt.
I like
I need
salt on
salt.
the pretzel. I like a
Okay.
good
Yeah.
95 side. You pick up a stack of them. They got enough salt on them.
I
they're
will
cool.
brush some off. I will keep a little
Oh, I can't.
on.
Not too much.
Yeah, you don't want.
Yeah, I don't
Extra
want it to go
salt,
like
but yeah, I want a
nuts,
little bit
yeah.
of salt. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my
Imagine
son
salt it.
wants to raise his blood pressure to about 250, so he keeps as much salt as
Yeah, he's
possible
just
on the
licking.
pretzel.
You should just give him a
Yes.
horse licking salt.
Salt
thing.
lick, yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, the other thing I was thinking with regards to the Pop-Tart, you gotta fumble with that wrapper.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That's true.
And if you want to eat it warm, you gotta put it in the toaster.
then
A
there's a
pretzel, you
toaster
go,
involved.
oh,
yeah,
off. The convenience of it is fantastic.
Yeah.
You're right. I think that's what puts it ahead of the Pop-Tart. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
agreed.
There you go.
I'm glad we're normal in the pretzel one and not some
Yeah.
weird.
Not like some banana one or something like that, right?
Banana. Who has a banana? in
I'm
it?
sure.
Come
I'm
on.
sure RFK would approve this.
Well,
but
that's
I've kept
true,
my
yeah.
notes just in case.
Good. Don't forget your notes. It's very important.
That's right.
That's
That's
why I'm
right.
under the hat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the pretzel wins, and that means episode 220 is over. We will see you next week for 220. No, we won't. Oh, it's
no.
Yes.
Screw you. Screw you. No, we're not going to screw you. We will give you a clip show
Yes.
of some of our favorite segments from the last year.
Yes, and you will
And
enjoy
there
them.
were some good
Or
ones.
else.
There
Oh,
were
yeah.
some really good ones.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
there were some good ones this year.
Yeah.
So we will be off until I guess we'll see you on the new year, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It would be
Oh,
January 1st. Yeah.
All right.
Brand new
We'll
episode of Too
drop,
Noobs. Yeah.
we'll drop a new one on January 1st, talking about whatever shenanigans happened over Christmas. Hopefully, we won't be blown away by a bunch of drones in the meantime. But until then, please enjoy your Christmas and get out.